Greetings, one and all. Welcome back to the RP Geeks. I am Sammy Grayson. Here with me are Triforce of Doom and Red Nova.
Hello.
And it's time for more Hildibrand. Over here.
I was able to talk to her from here.
Oh, right. There's distance. Next quest. I was wondering when you'd show up, Harris. Hope you haven't made any plans for the day because we got a situation on our hands. Remember a good friend, the Phantom Thief? It seems he's decided to branch out from burglary into cold-blooded murder. The rumors are to be believed he's claimed 3 victims already, all influential members of Hold On Society. Mr. Manyfaces has been kind enough to leave one of his signature calling cards at every scene, leaving no doubt as to the identity of the murderer. The message is always the same. Weight of 5 corpses will bring the scales of justice to balance. More riddles. That you'll hear me complaining. Well, the only thing my readers like more than a good mystery is a good murder mystery. Ever since the story broke, the Mithril has been selling like Pond's cakes.
Yeah, of course you see the silver lining in this.
The only rub is that it's left me no time to look into the thief's last message. Till now, that is. Shall we, Harris? Hidden treasure of Old Owl, was it? If anyone who can shed some light on this, it's you-know-who. The Sunsilk Tapestries.
Alright.
That's the fucking Weaver Seal, isn't it?
Think.
What is?
Sunsilk Tapestries.
Oh, I think that's the run of the Alchemist Guild. That was just coming from there.
Oh, no, that's the area just outside the plaza.
Oh, the plaza. Okay, so you're not quite that far.
Yep.
We're on Shades of Silda, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I just need to head over to the Thaumaturgist Guild and get that Aetherite attuned, apparently, because how did I miss that one?
I don't know. I'm a bunny man, and I dance, and I dance. Well, now, if it ain't my favorite venturer, and my favorite Mithril Eye reporter along with him. Tell me, what have I done to deserve the pleasure of your company today? I see. As much as I'd like to help 2 of my best mates, I'm afraid you found old Wyman at a loss. Old Eye has more than its fair share of treasures, hidden and otherwise. I reckon our Phantom friend could be after just about any of them. Can't tell you this much, though. Whatever the thief's got his eyes on, it's got the Sultan sworn in a right dither. Word has it they formed a regiment or their best and brightest to safeguard the royal vaults from this very threat. The Sultan sworn aren't like to be forthcoming with information, but it's the only lead we've got. Come on, Harris, I'd say it's time we paid a visit to the heart of the swarm. Oi, hold up there, Ellie. I ain't generally the worrying type, but you may want to think twice before getting yourselves involved in this. A man in my business develops a nose for danger. This time the stench is something fierce. You're a reporter, Ellie, and a fine one at that. Don't put that pretty neck of yours at risk trying to play hero. Your concern is touching, but I can assure you that I'm ready for whatever dangers lie ahead. Besides, being a reporter is about more than selling papers. I have a duty to seek out the truth and convey it to the people. Come, Harris, time is of the essence. Where are we going? Okay. Yep.
There's a Thaumaturge Guild one. I'm just going to quickly attune to that.
Yep.
Because I can also just Aetherite from there anyway.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm not too surprised I didn't attune to it yet, because I'm, like, barely down here, if ever.
Yep. Yeah.
Everyone's telling me, hey, you got access to all these other things.
Woo! Yep.
Because yeah, that was literally the last one I needed. Goddamn. So, Scholar's Walk. Which one is that?
Alchemist Guild.
Alchemist Guild.
Halt! Only authorized personnel are
Hey, Jack.
Cat.
Cat hops behind me.
Halt! Only authorized personnel are allowed in. They'll bugger me with a broadsword. The Gentleman of Light's adventuring companion, and that catty but cute reporter from the Mithril Eye. Buddy, some things are better left in your head. Well, if it isn't the self-styled warrior of light. Tell me, what tall tales did you spin to the Sultan Sworn recruiter to land yourself in this position? Only the 12's honest truth, miss. Seeing that Gentleman of Light standing tall and triumphant that day, it moved me. The depths of me soul-like. I vowed to put aside my sketchy past and serve the realm just like my hero, Master Hildibrand. Sultan Sworn were impressed with my commitment and my sword arm. They gladly welcomed me into their ranks. Wait, don't tell me. You come to assist Master Hildibrand in this investigation, haven't you? Cool, why didn't you say so sooner? It's the least I can do to help the mates who united me with my role model. You'll be wanting to speak with Phyllis. She's one of the Swan's best and something of a history buff, it seems. When she heard that the thief was targeting the 4 relics of Belladia, she personally stepped forward and volunteered to lead the investigation.
So I'm legit forgetting, when did we meet this guy?
I think it was before the battle on the bridge with Gilgamesh.
Okay.
He's one of the ones that he robbed.
Ah.
If anyone has the information you're looking for, it'd be her. Wait here while I get her. I can trust you not to touch anything, aye?
Us, yes. Hildibrand, if he shows up, not sure.
And we're back. Pleasure to meet you, Phyllis. My name is Ellie from the Mithril Eye. As you may have heard, we're researching the Phantom Thief case, and would appreciate any information that may shed light on recent events. Pleasure is mine, Miss Ellie. If I'm not mistaken, that would make you... God, can't read today. That would make your companion friend here one Harris Ellish, yes? Aye, that's me. You know Harris? As any regular reader of the Mithril Eye would. I must confess to being something of an unabashed fan of your work. Though it hardly befits my station to say this, I was secretly hoping that you would show up to assist in the investigation. Doubtless the inspector, too, will also welcome a helping hand. Yeah, about that. Sultan Sworn, the elite of Ulda's elite. I can only hope they prove more competent than the bungling mercenaries I've dealt with thus far. Inspector Briaden, always one step ahead of us. Miss Ellie, Harris, a moment if you would. Right there. Very good. Face me and don't move an ill. Inspector, what is that in your...
What the hell did you do?
Demasking dust. Formula of my own devising that will allow us to see right through the thief's disguises. Analyzing the mask left behind at Vesper Bay, I was able to identify its composition and synthesize a counteragent that would dissolve the disguise while leaving the wearer's face intact. In any event, it would appear the two of you are indeed who you appear to be.
Yeah, fair enough. When you're dealing with a guy who uses glamours, that's a fair countermeasure.
Yep. Brilliant, Inspector. Phantom thieves pulled the wool over our eyes for the last time. If it won't be so simple. Ingredients needed to produce the dust are exceedingly rare. Even with the entire resources of the Sultan Sworn at our disposal, we were only able to produce a limited supply. I see. I suppose it's better than nothing. That said, have you been able to identify the thief's next target? The hidden treasure of Ulda, the last of the 4 lost relics of Belladia. And fear not. I've poured through the histories time and again, but the only mention of these 4 relics is a vague reference in an old prophecy. Most serious scholars consider it little more than a fairy tale. Darkness falls and hope fades to despair. 4 warriors born of light shall descend in righteous glare.
Does it involve crystals?
Legend goes on to describe 4 sacred artifacts, one each possessed by these 4 Belladian heroes. It makes no mention as to their appearance or nature. 3 times
I'm wondering if this legend also mentions some evil dude named Garland trying to get said artifacts.
3 times we have tried to identify the thief's target, and 3 times has he foiled us by making off with something else entirely. Needless speculation will only play to the fiend's strengths. All artifacts of Belladian origin have been sealed within the Royal Vault, and a regiment of our finest assigned to its protection. have furnished all the guards with a supply of demasking dust, and instructed them to be on the lookout for any suspicious personages. Blackguard will be in chains before he can lay a dirty hand on the vault doors, let alone the treasures within. You have our word, milady. There are even more disturbing matters at hand. Doubtless you have heard of the recent rash of murders perpetrated by our quarry. Sultan Sworn have launched an investigation, but the truth of the matter is that we've been far too occupied with the defense of the vaults to make any meaningful progress. We'd be most grateful for any assistance you could offer. A lady asks and a gentleman answers.
Oh, God.
And flex. Oh, God.
What else would the in-universe reaction be?
Fair. I just love that the first reaction is, ah, fuck.
I know at this point that would be Briarden's. Briarden is just done with this dude.
Yep. Cast all worry from your heart, my lady. Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, has arrived to set right what is wrong and bring the wicked to justice. And this must be the demasking dust that is the talk of the palace. But you need not waste your supply on me, Inspector. I assure you that I am exactly who I claim to be. A shame, that. Inspector Hildibrand, we were not expecting you, but your services are most welcome. I will share all I know about the recent murders. Please do. Killer has claimed 3 victims thus far: the head of a publishing consortium, a high-ranking government official, and an influential scholar. Other than that, they were all influential figures. Other than that, they were all influential figures in their respective circles. We can identify no common threads connecting the 3. Oh, this will prove a most satisfying case to crack indeed. What of the method of killing? Knocked over the head with a cudgel, gutted with a greatsword, strangled with a subligar mayhap?
The fuck, dude?
I'm afraid that we've identified no pattern. In any event, the murderer plots the deaths of 2 more even as we speak. We must take action, and quickly. Understood, my lady. Clues may be scarce, but worry not. Realm-renowned powers of deduction are more than up to the task. I will see this burglar turned butcher delivered to justice. Presence is heartening indeed, Inspector Hildibrand. Friends, please take this demasking dust with you. I fear we can spare but a single sachet, but I trust you will put it to good use.
Yeah, I'll be taking that, not him.
Come to accompany me on yet another case, friend. Like your gusto. But if you're auditioning to be my assistant, I fear that role has already been filled most ably. Still, a gentleman welcomes the support of all his admirers. Shall henceforth name you thusly, Harris, my ever-loyal associate. And now, my ever-loyal associate, the investigation calls. I propose that we begin by inspecting the site at which the most recent victim met his demise. My questioning about the palace has revealed that the scholar's body was found not far from the 80 Sins of Sasimo. Even the most circumspect of criminals cannot help but leave behind clues that will not elude my gaze. Friends, let us be off. Pray alert me should you see anyone suspicious, my ever-loyal associate. You must put Miss Phyllis's demasking dust to good use.
We have limited supply, so we're gonna be very careful along who we use it on.
Yep. Let's see. Western Cape. Right outside.
I'm trying to figure out, like, which... Ah, there we are. So, Thaumaturge Guild, and then I'll just leave through that.
Okay. Now cutscene. Flowers. Yes, it is all becoming clear now. Our phantom killer is a florist who, in his hurry to escape, carelessly mislaid his wares.
No!
So what do you think you're doing? Eh? I'm the one who put those flowers there, eh? To honor the memory of me poor boy. You dare defile his memory, eh? 1,000 pardons, my lady. Please accept my most sincere condolences on your loss. I am Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire. I swear to you, on my own dear mother's name, that your son's killer will be brought to justice. As I was just saying, these flowers were clearly placed here by the family of the deceased, which can only mean... Leave this place. Run away while you still can. Run far, far away. Run, or he'll turn you into a zombie, just like my poor, poor boy.
What?
A living person turned into a zombie? Nonsense. Not nonsense, my boy. History. Or have you not heard of the horrors of Sildee? A old sibling nation against which we waged war centuries ago. Much blood was shed by both sides, aye. But I speak of far greater horrors than death. An unholy draught brewed by a Sildeen alchemist, one with the power to turn the living into the undead. That his nation might command an army of mindless, deathless soldiers. Traitor Spurn. Turned my poor boy into a heap of rotten flesh and ran him through. But you won't hear that from the Sultan, Sworn. All alone knows why, but they whisked the body away before I could so much as pay me last respects. Traitor Spurn. I'd heard the stories, but I never thought them true. Be able to procure such a frightening thing. So who are we dealing with here? A Sildeen, I'm sure of it. Aye, only a Sildeen would know the recipe. The last remnants of Sildeen died 4 centuries ago, you say? Oh, they did. Calls himself the Phantom Thief, he does. Did it ever occur to you that he might be an honest-to-God's phantom? Heard the tale from my own great-great-grandma, I did. About the 4 relics of Belladia and the powers they hold. The power to exact justice. Spectre of Sildee has returned to wreak vengeance upon us. Woe unto us all. Have the 4 warriors of light forsaken us? My dear boy, if only you'd become a traitor like your father. If only you'd kept your nose out of those history books and never so much breathed the accursed name of Sildee. But you did, and now we're doomed. And the old lady goes crazy.
Yep.
I want that thinking pose as an emote.
That would be great.
That bleeding Horson's here somewhere. I can feel it in me follicles. Most potent hair tonic the realm has seen. Aye, that it was. Well, of a fortnight before my flowing locks fell out all over again. Just as I was chatting up a lovely young lass at the quicksand, just a twisted knife and extra good.
Oh no.
Mountebank, charlatan. Find that so-called inspector and sorry band pull every last strand of hair from their bleeding skulls.
Well, that's a problem.
Next. Sibling strife. Hildibrand is onto something, or at least he thinks he is. It's all becoming clear to me now. The dear old woman's testimony has confirmed that which I had suspected from the start. Like a zombie picking away at its rotting flesh, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, has peeled away the foul scab of uncertainty to reveal the truth within. Open your ears and feast your minds on the fruits of my flawless deduction. A phantom thief is a phantom indeed, a wayward spirit caught between the realm of the living and dead for nigh on centuries since meeting a tragic end on the battlefield. As such, our course of action is clear. We must placate this tortured soul that it might abandon its vengeful vendetta and travel to the next life in peace. What is the true nature of the Spectre's grievances? Without this knowledge, we cannot hope to assuage its rancor. Let us begin our search at the Thaumaturge's Guild. Doubtless the tomes there contain a wealth of knowledge on the ill blood between the sibling nations. Notwithstanding the abject stupidity of everything else that came out of your mouth, some knowledge of Sildee might serve us well. Go research as you will, and do take as much time as you need. You can count on me, Inspector Briarden. Whatever knowledge is to be gleaned at the Guild, it shall not escape my inspector's eye. much obliged if you could keep him out of my way, Harris. I have some real investigating to do and prefer to be free of distractions.
And of course it's my job to keep him busy.
Yep.
Alright. Don't know why you bother getting on your mount when we're right next to a city entrance.
Yeah, one sec. Gotta plug in my controller. Yeah, man.
Pet the kitty.
Yeah,
Alright.
there we go. Okay. To the Thoma third yield.
Yep, time to talk to people.
Do, do, do. An echo. Gods be good. You're the adventurer who saved me back at the ruins. Researching the ancient feud between Ul'dah and Sildi, are you? Well, I am pleased to say I have more than a passing familiarity with ancient history. To understand the history of the sibling nations, one must go back further still, to the birth of their mother nation, Belladia. Fifth astral...
I don't think I've done a quest involving them yet, because I've just got simple, I see people interested in history type words of, oh, you saved me.
Oh yeah, I did a few of the extra dungeons in between. Probably Karn hard mode. Anyway, Fifth Astral Era was an age of untold wonders when the arcane arts burgeoned and the great civilizations that committed such powers flourished. This age of enlightenment would not last, however. Power bred avarice, and the avarice bred resentment, culminated in the War of the Magi, which brought the great floods of the Sixth Umbral Calamity, which in turn swallowed once proud nations and left a battered wasteland in its wake. Mages were reviled and persecuted for having caused this catastrophe, many forced to leave their homelands or face death. A small band of those survivors that found their way to Thanalin, where they would found the nation of Belladia some 8 centuries agone. Imagine, a government of mages, by mages, and for mages. Wonders might have been wrought had Belladian civilization survived to this very day. Alas, it was not to be.
Oh, alright.
That's the end of that part. Hold on. Yeah. You don't say. Not every day someone comes to our halls to research Sildi. As a fellow student of history, though, I more than welcome the conversation. Belladian civilization flourished in relative peace until twin sons were born to the royal family. 2 were fierce rivals, and when they came of age and their father passed, each one claimed that he was the rightful heir to the throne. Neither son willing to relinquish his claim, they agreed to split their kingdom in 2, forming the twin nations of Ul'dah and Sildi. Not unlike the 2 proud princes, the sibling nations developed a penchant for rivalry. Greetings, traveler. You would learn of the war between Ul'dah and the fallen Sultanate of Sildi. It would be my pleasure to enlighten you. 2 city-states coexisted for several generations until the bad blood between them boiled over, culminating in outright war. As you might deduce from the present state of affairs, Ul'dah emerged victorious, leaving its once proud sibling nation in smoldering ruins. As the histories tell it, the battles fought between the sister nations were the stuff of nightmares. In desperate attempt to overcome Ul'dah's superior numbers, Sildian alchemists devised a most horrific stratagem, employing a frightful formula known as the traitor's Spurn. They brought their fallen warriors back as undead soldiers. Some theories have it that they even employed the potion on those of the living who were too weak or wounded to fight. It shivers up the spine just thinking about it now. Is it truly a crowning glory of our fair nation that It is truly a crowning glory of our fair nation that our forebears were able to emerge victorious against these horrors. Now the Guildmaster. Harris, what surprised me like that? What's this? You're not here for your studies, but to learn of the bad blood between Ul'dah and Sildi? 2 scales, one of gold and one of silver. Gold of Ul'dah weighing prosperity and power, silver of Sildi weighing knowledge and power. The power sought by the two nations differed greatly. Yes, greatly indeed. The power wrought by Uldan prosperity was that of justice and good, while the power wrought by Sildin knowledge was horrific beyond belief. The power to rip the living soul out of a man and render him a mindless killing machine. On this matter, histories are clear. But riddle me this, my friend. Who writes the histories, and what does this say of the words writ within? Yes, truth can be elusive and fickle as the shifting sands. As one example, did you know that in the war against Sildi, Uldan and Amalja warriors fought side by side? Likely you did not. Neither did I, until I encountered a faded passage in an ancient text buried deep in our archives.
Huh.
And yet, in the histories read by the populace, you will see no mention of this most fascinating fact. Might it be that someone, at some time, deemed this particular truth less than convenient? But I have said enough already.
Alright.
To meet back up with the inspector.
Yep. We're told to keep him busy, but we didn't see him at all until just now, basically, so that's fun.
Yep. My ever-loyal associate. Tell me, what have you learned from your questioning of the scholars in these halls? So here's the thing. Indeed. As it happens, I have learned much the same. Let us take a moment to review and allow my peerless powers of deduction to work their magic. The War of Succession divides the great civilization of Belladia, giving rise to the sibling nations of Ulda and Sildi. Two nations coexist for some generations until ill blood boils over, culminating in outright war. Daunted by Ulda's superior military might, Sildi employs their own advanced alchemical knowledge to horrific ends, transforming their own citizens, alive and dead, into a fearsome undead legion. Yes, I believe I have it. The facts at hand have led me to one unassailable conclusion. Our phantom thief is the descendant of the doomed Sildi who seeks vengeance against those who reduce his countrymen to slavering zombies. Pacify his soul and send him peacefully to the next world, there's but one course of action. We must find the Sildian statesman who conceived this dreadful stratagem and have him apologize to the thief in person for the suffering he has wrought.
I don't think that's going to work.
A brilliant plan. Perhaps you'd like to go find yourself a shovel and dig the statesman out of his grave yourself. Leaving aside this nonsense of spirits and specters, it appears increasingly likely that our quarry shares some link to Sildi. This garish garb is no doubt meant to evoke the silver scales of the fallen sultanate. The Sildin connection would also serve to explain the rare knowledge of Belladian art relics that our thief clearly possesses. But what of the murder victims? A common thread amongst them could have incurred the ire of our adversary. Few people in town spoke of a man sighted calling upon the victims in the past days. Those who saw him said he had a most frightened air about him. Wait, yes, it's coming to me. Of course. The keen investigator's senses ring out with a voice loud and clear. This man Miss Ellie speaks of just might know something.
God damn it.
Shh. You should really stop thinking so hard. You're like to strain a brain muscle. Man's got the quips. Miss Ellie, who is this man and where might we find him? My sources identify the man as Gugaria, traveling merchant known to frequent Horizon. Shall we pay him a visit? Off to Horizon.
Alright.
And specifically Horizon and not going to fucking Vesper Bay.
Alright. That's right there. Nice.
Yep. Yes? If you've got business, make it quick. My time's too valuable to be waste chatting with every stranger who passes by. Forgive us, good sir. My name is Ellie, a reporter with the Mithril Eye. Ever blinking, all-seeing, you know the rest. I was wondering if we could trouble you with just a few questions. Was it for love or money that you killed them? Yes,
right
you.
now.
Shh. Me? A thief? What is this nonsense? I don't know who you are, but I ain't got the time for or patience for this mummery. Well, if you'll excuse me, an important client awaits. Thought I recognized that voice. Lady Dorilda, well met indeed. Pray tell, whatever brings you to these environs this fair evening? Why, I live here, you ham-headed halfwit. Inspector Bryden, this is an unexpected pleasure. You have some business with my associate here, pray tell. Gugaria, we can discuss business after. Pray lend the inspector here, the handsome one, whatever assistance he requires. But Lady Dorilda, what about... Ah yes, my dear Maria's name day present. I had in mind one of the prize pieces from Estame's latest seasonal collection. You would be able to procure one for me, yes? I shall eliminate the middleman and make the trip to Ul'dah myself. I'll say it just once more, Gugaria. I expect you to give the inspector and his companions your full assistance. They, yes, even the stupid one, helped me regain something truly priceless. Yes, something more valuable than any mere trinket. Well. Alright. I'll tell you what I know. You didn't hear it from me, got it? We're looking into the killing on behalf of a client of mine. Thief's got himself some of that zombie dust. Traitor Spurn, was it? His cards speak of 5 victims. Got me to thinking. Sildi, 5 victims. Aye, the Arbiters of Truth. Arbiters of Truth. I'm not familiar with the name. Aye, few would be, on account of them being something of a secret society and all. Influential personages of the Sultanate, you see, working from the shadows to keep false knowledge about the Ul'dah-Sildi conflict from reaching the ears of folk like you and me. False knowledge. Pray tell, just what sort of knowledge might that be? Balls, don't make me say no more. I got a family to feed. Very well, just tell us one last thing. Who hired you and where can we find him? Hob. His name's Hob. When he heard what I said, he told me that he was going to set sail for Limsa with his 5 best sellswords to guard his back. Said there were many prying eyes from the airship docks, that he had a private ship docked and waiting for him at Vesper Bay. But remember, you didn't hear none of this from me. This man Hob must be one of the killer's targets. Doubtless he also knows the identity of the remaining one. I doubt that. They say the Arbiters are so secretive they don't even know each other's true identities. Now, don't ask me how that all works, but Hob's got high-ranking friends in the Brass Blades. Once he heard the victims had been all zombified, he panicked. Guess he knew that he'd be next. Thank you very much, my kind sir. Once again, the ancient Manderville art of parley has procured for us a key morsel of knowledge. Let us seek out this Hob fellow and see what he can share with us. Let us hurry. The man's life is in danger even as we speak.
Alright then.
Now we go to Vesper Bay.
No, alright. Oh, it's actually over here.
Yep.
Oh, just auto trigger. Oh boy.
Proximity trigger. Master Hob, is everything quite all right? No, stand back, Ellie. Hunger. I hunger for your brains. Damn, there's no saving the man. Harris, do what you must.
Alright, here we go. Oh, okay.
Yep, no fight. Yes, my first-hand knowledge of zombies tells me that this particular shade of green is unmistakably that of the undead. It would seem we were a few moments late to the scene.
For once, Hildibrand's not wrong. He did have first-hand experience.
Yes, he does. And then there was one. There it is again. Something the matter, Inspector? Indeed, Nashu, there is. Ever since I picked up the trail of the Phantom Thief, I've had this fleeting sense that someone or something is watching us. Thief might be close at hand. We should be careful. For the moment, let us return and report our findings to Miss Phyllis. Secret society or no, knowing the identities of its members may yet lead us to the final victim. I too had best return to the Mithril Eye. Let's meet up again after. See what new clues I can uncover in the meantime. We'll do nothing of the sort, Miss Ellie. The streets are far too dangerous for you to walk alone. Inspector, I'll go with her. If you insist, Nashu, then I give my leave. But pray be wary, not just of the thief, but of Miss Ellie. She has quite the temper, as we both know.
That's mostly towards you.
Miss Ellie, there's something I must tell you when this case is over. Be safe and promise me that you will not attempt anything rash, as you did that time when the fiend took aim at my own life. Your life, at Costa del Sol. Yes, that was quite the ordeal, wasn't it? Just settled. The
fact that they both just immediately look away.
I'll be careful, I promise. I eagerly await the day when I may hear what it is you would share with me. A secret vow? Oh, consider my interest piqued as well, good Inspector. Let us be off. Miss Phyllis awaits our report. And back we go.
I love how they just never learned that it was just Hildibrand's stupidity. You still there, Red?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you've been quiet. I mean, I know you're ahead of us and all, but still.
Da 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 da.
Alright, it's the Alchemist Guild. I'm dumb. Alright. Alright.
Alright. Fourth victim. Fall have mercy. Were you able to glean out of a connection to the other victims? Arbiters of truth. No, cannot be. Somebody help! Miss Ellie? Voice came from the direction of the vault. You must hurry. Miss Ellie,
Oh,
are
shit.
you hurt? That man. When you thought to ask him a few questions. Before I knew what was happening, he was upon me. I could only bash his brains with a conveniently placed bottle of mead, it would seem. Remind me not to get on your bad side, Miss Ellie. That said, is Nashu not with you? I saw a figure looking in the shadows and went off in pursuit before I could stop her.
Oh boy.
The man wears the armor of a Sultan's sworn squire. His face is unfamiliar to me. Something is amiss.
Oh.
A thief of many faces? I think we would find our man like this. Thrice and again did the fiend elude our grasp, but no more. I did not get to read the rest of that.
By virtue of a gentleman's ingenious deductions and a lady's pugilistic puissance, I think is how you pronounce it, I'm not sure, I declare this case closed.
Thank you. I return the sachet to you, Miss Phyllis. Whilst the gesture was appreciated, in the end it proved superfluous to my cracking of the case.
Hildibrand, you barely did anything.
While you're at it, is there anything else of immense value that you'd like to wantonly destroy?
Oh.
You've been bamboozled.
He actually did something. By accident, but he did something.
What is the meaning of this? Ingenious, a double disguise. Planted by the thief to throw us off his trail, no doubt. This is Guigu, one of my most capable men. I assigned him to guard the vault and outfitted him with an ample supply of demasking dust. It's inconceivable that the thief could so easily elude his grasp. Guigwe. Unless the thief was not wearing a mask. Speaking of which, has anyone seen Miss Ellie? No. It's impossible. Of course, it all makes perfect sense. Phantom thief to thank for her...
brings the term Miss Hammer time to good use.
Yep. Phantom thief to thank for her burgeoning readership and rise through the ranks at the Mithril Eye, Miss Ellie could not bear to face the possibility of her story of a lifetime coming to an end. Thus, she had to plan to... My lady, the vault has been breached. The wise man's whisper, it's gone. For her foul crimes against the Sultanate, I hereby declare Ellie of the Mithril Eye, thief of many faces, and enemy of the state. Deploy all troops and do not rest until she is in custody. And now the game is truly afoot. Ugh, what is the meaning of all this racket and rumpus? Just as we were about to make our triumphant return. Isn't that so, Enkidu?
Oh boy.
Meanwhile... Miss Ellie! Miss Ellie! A shadow you said you saw? I think it was just a dormouse. I think he'd literally stumble face first onto the second mask. His good fortune truly knows no end. Not to worry. Yes, I dare say the Phantom Thief has another trick or two up his sleeve.
Well, that's not good. It's weird having dramatic irony over your own avatar character.
Yep. And with that, we are a smidge over time. Thank you guys so much for joining us. If you liked this video, leave a like and a comment. If you want to see more, hit subscribe and the bell, and we'll see you guys next time.
Later.